Sports have always been about power, speed, and skill. But in 2025, it's also about pride, visibility, and yes, a whole lot of sexy. This year, a handful of out gay athletes are proving that you can dominate the game, break records, and still turn heads every time you step into the arena. From Olympic gold medalists to history-making pioneers in the NFL and NBA, these 5 men are rewriting the rules of what it means to be an athlete. And they're doing it with style, confidence, and plenty of heat. Before we dive in, where are you watching from? Drop your city or country in the comments so we can see where our global queer sports fam is tuning in from. Get ready for the top 5 hottest out gay athletes dominating sports in 2025. And fair warning, you might just find yourself a new sports crush. Tom Daley, the golden boy who made diving and pride look effortless. Some athletes are remembered for their medals, others for their style. Tom Daley, he's remembered for both and for making history while rocking a perfectly tailored suit and a tiny pair of competition trunks. Born in Plymouth, England, Tom burst onto the world stage as a teenage diving prodigy. By the time most kids his age were stressing over exams, he was already representing Team Great Britain in the 2008 Beijing Olympics. At just 14 years old, his boyish charm and fearless dives made him an instant fan favorite. But what really set him apart was his ability to thrive under pressure. Fast forward to the Tokyo 2020 Olympics, held in 2021 due to the pandemic, and Tom's story reached its fairy tale chapter. Partnering with Matty Lee in the men's synchronized 10-meter platform, Tom clinched his long-awaited Olympic gold medal. But the world didn't just fall in love with his athletic performance. They fell in love with the man he had become. Openly gay, proudly married to screenwriter Dustin Lance Black and father to a beautiful son, Robbie. Tom's coming out in 2013 via YouTube was a watershed moment. He spoke directly to his fans, not through a PR statement, but in his own words, with honesty and warmth. It was a turning point for LGBTQ+ representation in sports, showing young athletes everywhere that you could be both world-class and out, without compromise. Off the diving board, Tom is just as captivating. He's become a style icon, known for his mix of high-fashion red carpet looks and casual Instagram-worthy fits. And of course, there's the knitting. His now famous knitting habit, which he indulged in between events at Tokyo, went viral, proving that masculinity in sports can include quiet, creative hobbies that defy stereotypes. But make no mistake, behind the charming smile is a fierce competitor. His training regimen is relentless, his dives executed with a precision that's nothing short of art. Watching Tom in motion, the controlled strength, the perfect lines, the explosive entry into the water, is like watching poetry at 35 feet in the air. Tom also uses his platform for advocacy. He's been outspoken about anti-LGBTQ+ laws, particularly in countries where major sporting events are held, and has called for more inclusion in sports worldwide. His speeches are as eloquent as his dives are flawless, and that combination of grace and grit is exactly why he's more than just an Olympic champion. He's a role model. In 2025, Tom Daley isn't just an athlete, he's a symbol. A golden boy turned golden man, proving that authenticity is the ultimate superpower. Whether he's on the podium, knitting in the stands, or holding his son in post-victory photos, he radiates a rare kind of confidence. The kind that comes from knowing exactly who you are. Is Tom Daley your ultimate sports crush? Drop a 1 if he's diving straight into your heart. Gus Kenworthy, the freestyle king who turned the slopes into a stage for pride. If Tom Daley is the golden boy of diving, then Gus Kenworthy is the snow prince of freestyle skiing. Except his kingdom isn't just made of powder and halfpipes, it's built on visibility, advocacy, and a whole lot of swagger. Born in Chelmsford, England, and raised in Telluride, Colorado, Gus was practically made for the mountains. By his late teens, he was already making a name for himself on the international ski scene, flipping and spinning his way into podium finishes. His breakout moment came at the 2014 Winter Olympics in Sochi, where he won a silver medal in men's slopestyle. But the real headline? The heart he showed off the slopes, famously rescuing stray dogs in Sochi and bringing them home. In 2015, Gus made waves again, this time far beyond sports, by coming out publicly in ESPN the magazine. His announcement was groundbreaking. He became one of the first high-profile extreme sports athletes to come out while still competing at the top level. His story wasn't just about being gay. It was about being unapologetically himself in an arena where machismo and heteronormativity often reign supreme. On the slopes, Gus is a force of nature. His tricks are big, bold, and executed with the kind of style that makes judges and fans alike lean forward in their seats. He's not just competing, he's performing. And yes, the body that comes with those years of training has made him a certified thirst trap on Instagram, where shirtless mountain selfies and gym shots coexist with political posts and candid moments. Off the snow, Gus has built a career in entertainment and activism. He's appeared on American Horror Story, graced the cover of countless magazines, and used his fame to speak out on issues like mental health, HIV awareness, and the need for greater LGBTQ+ inclusion in sports. His speeches at Pride events are as fearless as his ski runs, direct, passionate, and deeply personal. One of Gus's most iconic moments came during the 2018 Pyeongchang Olympics, when he kissed his then-boyfriend on live TV before competing. It was a simple gesture, but in the context of sports history, it was seismic. Millions watched a same-sex couple share an authentic, loving moment on one of the biggest stages in the world, and Gus made it look as natural as it should be. In 2025, Gus remains a global icon, balancing his time between training, acting, and advocacy. Whether he's bombing down a slope, walking a red carpet, or posting a sweaty post-workout pic, he radiates a confidence that's magnetic. He's proof that you can be rugged and refined, playful and political all at once. Is Gus Kenworthy stealing your snow-loving heart? Drop a 2 if he's your ultimate winter crush. Robbie Rogers, the soccer star who scored for pride on and off the field. In the fast-paced world of professional soccer, where speed, stamina, and strategy reign supreme, Robbie Rogers stood out, not just for his skills on the pitch, but for the courage that changed the game forever. Born in Rancho Palos Verdes, California, Robbie's love for soccer started early. His talent quickly became undeniable, earning him a spot on the US U-17 national team and eventually a college career at the University of Maryland. By his early 20s, he was making waves internationally, playing for clubs in the Netherlands and the UK before returning to Major League Soccer in the United States. But in 2013, Robbie's story took a turn that made sports history. After briefly stepping away from the game, he came out publicly as gay, and then returned to become the first openly gay male athlete to compete in a major North American professional sports league. The weight of that moment was huge. In a sport watched by millions, Robbie was proof that talent, not sexuality, defines a player's worth. On the field, Robbie was known for his lightning pace down the wing, his crisp crosses, and his relentless work ethic. Off the field, he became equally celebrated for his advocacy, using his platform to speak about inclusion in sports and the importance of visibility for LGBTQ youth. His presence in the LA Galaxy lineup wasn't just a win for the team, it was a win for representation. Fashion and fitness have also been part of Robbie's allure. With a lean, athletic build and a style that swings effortlessly from casual surfer vibes to sharp-tailored suits, he's become as much a visual icon as an athletic one. Red carpet appearances alongside his husband, TV producer Greg Berlanti, show a side of him that's as glamorous as it is grounded. Together, they're one of Hollywood and sports' ultimate power couples, raising 2 children while balancing careers and activism. Robbie's legacy is one of quiet strength. He's not the loudest in the room, but when he speaks, people listen, because they know he's walked the walk. He's faced the pressure of a world watching, the doubts of whether an out gay man could thrive in the locker room, and the challenge of being a role model whether he wanted to be or not. And through it all, he's carried himself with dignity, resilience, and yes, a healthy dose of California cool. In 2025, Robbie remains a beacon for LGBTQ+ athletes. His career may have moved from the soccer pitch to the production set, but his influence? That's still in full play. Is Robbie Rogers your sports hero and crush rolled into one? Drop a 3 if he's scoring big in your heart. Carl Nassib, the NFL trailblazer who tackled stereotypes head-on. In American football, where toughness is currency and the culture has long been steeped in hyper-masculinity, Carl Nassib made history and broke barriers with one powerful, simple truth. He is gay, and he's proud. Born in Westchester, Pennsylvania, Carl was a standout athlete from the start. His college career at Penn State was marked by grit and growth. He went from a walk-on player to earning the Big Ten Defensive Player of the Year award in 2015. That meteoric rise earned him a spot in the NFL, where he played for teams like the Cleveland Browns, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and Las Vegas Raiders. On the field, Carl is the definition of a defensive powerhouse. At 6 feet 7 inches and 275 pounds, he's a nightmare for quarterbacks. Explosive off the snap, with a wingspan that seems to swallow up passing lanes. His stats include multiple seasons with impressive sack totals, but it's not just his physical dominance that makes him stand out. It's his discipline, intelligence, and relentless work ethic. Then came June 2021. In an Instagram video that lasted less than a minute, Carl casually and confidently came out to the world, becoming the first active NFL player in history to do so. The impact was immediate and seismic. Messages of support poured in from fellow players, fans, and even the White House. His announcement wasn't just about personal truth. It was a signal to countless LGBTQ+ athletes that there's space for them, even in the most traditionally macho of sports. Carl didn't stop there. Alongside his announcement, he pledged $100,000 to the Trevor Project, a nonprofit dedicated to suicide prevention for LGBTQ+ youth. This wasn't just PR. It was a clear demonstration of his commitment to making a difference beyond the gridiron. Physically, Carl fits the mold of the NFL's alpha male, but his openness and authenticity redefine what that actually means. His presence challenges stereotypes, proving that queer athletes can be just as tough, competitive, and successful as anyone else, while living openly and authentically. In 2025, Carl's legacy is still unfolding. His career has already cemented him as a pioneer in professional sports, and his influence continues to ripple through locker rooms and communities. He's living proof that representation matters, not because it changes who you are, but because it gives others permission to be who they are. And let's be real, watching Carl line up on defense, eyes locked on the quarterback, ready to unleash that raw power, it's nothing short of electrifying. Is Carl Nassib your ultimate football crush? Drop a 4 if he's sacking your heart this season. Jason Collins, the basketball pioneer, who redefined the game for LGBTQ+ athletes. In the high-flying, high-pressure world of the NBA, where competition is fierce and the spotlight is relentless, Jason Collins carved out a career defined not just by defense and teamwork, but by courage that changed the sports landscape forever. Born in Northridge, California, Jason grew up alongside his identical twin brother, Jaren, both destined for basketball greatness. He started at Stanford University, leading the Cardinal to the NCAA Final Four in 1998, before being drafted by the Houston Rockets in the first round of the 2001 NBA Draft. Over the course of 13 seasons, Jason played for 6 different NBA teams, earning a reputation as a dependable, hard-working center who wasn't afraid to do the gritty work that didn't always show up on the stat sheet. Standing at 7 feet tall, Jason's game wasn't about flashy dunks or highlight reel plays. He was the kind of player every coach loves, disciplined on defense, physical in the paint, and always putting the team first. But it wasn't his screens or rebounds that would secure his place in history. It was his honesty. In April 2013, Jason Collins became the first active male athlete in one of the 4 major American professional sports leagues to come out as gay. His public announcement, made in Sports Illustrated, sent shockwaves through the sports world and beyond. At the time, LGBTQ+ visibility in men's professional team sports was almost non-existent. Jason's bravery opened the door for others to live authentically in spaces where silence had long been the norm. When Jason signed with the Brooklyn Nets in 2014, he stepped onto the court wearing the number 98, a tribute to Matthew Shepard, the young gay man whose 1998 murder became a rallying cry for LGBTQ+ rights. It was a quiet, powerful statement that underscored his commitment to advocacy and remembrance. Off the court, Jason embraced his role as a trailblazer. He's worked closely with organizations like the Human Rights Campaign, speaking out on issues of equality and inclusion. He's met with political leaders, visited schools, and inspired countless young athletes who once thought there was no place for them in professional sports. In 2025, Jason's legacy isn't just about being the first, it's about the ripple effect his courage created, paving the way for athletes like Nassib, Robbie Rogers, and so many others to step forward. He's proof that authenticity can coexist with excellence, even under the brightest and harshest lights. And while Jason's NBA career is behind him, his role as a leader, mentor, and advocate is still very much in play. His story is a reminder that the most important points you score in life aren't always on the scoreboard. Is Jason Collins your ultimate sports inspiration? Drop a 5 if he's slam dunking his way into your heart. From the diving boards of Tokyo to the icy halfpipes of Pyeongchang, from the roaring stadiums of LA to the thundering arenas of the NBA, these 5 men have proven that being your authentic self is the ultimate game changer. They've broken records, they've broken barriers, and they've done it all while showing the world that pride and performance go hand in hand. Whether it's Tom's golden grace, Gus's fearless flair, Robbie's steady resolve, Carl's unshakable power, or Jason's quiet leadership, each one of them has redefined what it means to be an athlete in 2025. And beyond the medals, the championships, and the headlines, they've given millions of people permission to dream bigger, live louder, and love without apology. That's the real victory. Now it's your turn to make the call. Which of these incredible athletes stole your heart? Drop a 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 in the comments to cast your vote for your ultimate sports crush. And if you want more stories like this, the kind that mix sports, style, and unapologetic pride, make sure to hit that subscribe button, give this video a like, and share it with someone who needs a little inspiration and maybe a little eye candy today. Because here at Rainbow Spotlight, we're not just telling stories, we're changing the game.